I'm going to make a dust cover for my new Cricut Maker. So I have cut out some fabric. I am using this orange gingham print and then this navy chevron print to kind of mix it up a little bit with having two fabrics. So for the top piece, which is what is going to go actually right on top where this gold is, the chevron, these are the dimensions that I've cut out, and I've added the seam allowance. So I need all of the pieces to be, I originally said 22 3/4. I just rounded it up to 23 because my cutting mat is 23, and it's okay if it's a little bit longer. It was just easier. So you can measure your machine to see what's best. So they're all going to be 23 inches wide. And then for the chevron piece that's going to go right on top, actually they're going to be, I guess you could say, 23 inches long. And then the chevron piece is going to be 5.5 inches wide. And then this gingham piece is going to go a piece on the front from here down, and then a piece on the back from here down. And so the front piece is going to be 6 inches wide, and then the back piece is going to be 6.5 inches wide. So these were some measurements I took, and then I added 1/2 inch to have a 1/4 inch hem on each side. I've got these 3 pieces cut. Your measurements may differ a little bit based on your machine, based on how much you're wanting to cover, but this is going to be a really basic, easy dust cover.
Yeah.
This is what I see while I'm crafting.
What?
Alright, so I'm going to lay the right sides of the fabric together, and I'm going to start with either front or back piece, doesn't matter, and the top piece, lay them on top of each other, and I'm going to stitch them together. So now this is what I have. I've sewn it together here at the top. So if you open it up, this is what you'll see. So next I've got to take the top piece, and I'm going to lay the back or front, whichever one. I think this is the front. So the back piece, lay it on top, the right sides together, and we'll stitch down this way, making sure not to catch the other piece in here. Alright, so I've now sewn the back piece to the top piece and the top piece to the front piece. So we're going to turn it around, and this is what it looks like on the top. Now from here, what you could do is take one piece of fabric that measured this size, lay it on top, right sides together, stitch it, leave it in an opening to turn it inside out, and do kind of like you would do a pillow without stuffing. But I am not concerned about having something on the back because I just want something really quick to just cover it. So that might be something I could go back to later. I'm not worried about serging, doing anything like that. I just want it to look pretty on top. So the great thing about the fabric that I used here is that the bottom is not going to fray, but the sides of the fabric will fray. So I'm just going to do a decorative top stitch, zigzag or something fun on my sewing machine to go down the sides of just this side and this side. I have lots of different stitch choices on my machine, so I'm going to pick one out and go for that. Okay, so now I have done a decorative stitch, so if it frays a little bit, it at least will get caught in the stitch, won't fray in too much. Or I could do a zigzag right down the side, or if you had a serger, you could do that. I don't have a serger, so I usually would do a zigzag coming off the side of the fabric, but I'm going to leave it like that. And that's all the sewing that we're going to do. I just got my Easy Press today. I went ahead and I ordered the original one because it was, of course, cheaper than the Easy Press 2. I have this Sizer Easy Weed Electric Heat Transfer Vinyl, and I have the color blue, but it's this electric color. So I've just ironed that on, letting it cool, and then I'm going to peel it back. And I originally actually went in to get a navy, but I really liked this electric blue color, which a navy still probably might have looked a little bit better to match everything, but this really caught my eye. So I'm going to peel this up now. And here is the finished dust cover. I just typed out the word create in Design Space, and I used the font, let's see, use the font Tingler Script, which I got for free from Design Bundles. so you can go and check there to see about purchasing it if it's no longer free, or you can find a really neat script font on defonts.com, or maybe even within the Cricut design. Within Cricut Design, you might be able to find one you like. So I know that the blue is different from the navy on top, but I really like that it's shiny, that it's electric, and I think it'd be fun to kind of play with that vinyl a bit. So there's just a really easy, quick dust cover. You could always add to it. You could put it back to it to make it look even a little bit more polished, but I'm pretty happy with that. Just something to keep my machine clean and dust free.